Alright, welcome to The Real and the Scripted. This is episode 7. It's a big weekend in both worlds, MMA and wrestling. But we are going to start with wrestling today. Wrestling.
You know, we're going to have to start doing boxing because next month is tanking.
Yeah. But that's not now. Now it's wrestling.
No, I've never said we couldn't do boxing.
I'm totally fine with doing some boxing.
Which,
we all
speaking
like boxing
of,
here.
I got my bare knuckle tickets today.
You got your what?
Bare knuckle fighting tickets today.
Oh, sweet.
Because they sent me the pre-sale code, so I was like...
That's cool. I'm going to see
How
Katy
much?
Perry. No,
They're
not.
60 each. So after taxes and stuff, it's like 160.
Bullshit taxes. So dumb.
Dude, it's like taxes, service fee,
Hidden
event
fees.
fee, venue fee. I'm like,
Carlos's payment. You're like, who the fuck is Carlos?
Yeah, venue. What's the venue fee? Like, I'm gonna go there and pay for.
It's just in case you're an asshole and break one of their cup holders. But
I mean, I'm pretty excited, especially that it's a pretty good card. Like, for a bare knuckle card, it's a pretty stacked
yeah,
card.
it's like.
Mike Perry, Luke Rockhold.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, that's
Chad
gonna be
Mendez,
fun.
Eddie Alvarez. I'm like, cool.
That's gonna be fun.
Nice name.
When is that?
April 29th.
I might go as well.
I wouldn't be here anyway.
Uh,
Fuck. I was just about to say. Yeah. Oh well.
Because I was going to go to the one championship one because, Demetrius Johnson.
Yeah, that's what I want
But
to go to.
The scalpers got the tickets already.
Yeah, and
the
you're
pre-sale was
screwed.
the pre-sale was like a month ago, so like the dirt cheap seats are like still like $250. I'm like, fuck that.
Yeah, fuck all that.
Speaking of, never mind. We're gonna go way off track again. I was gonna say, speaking of scalpers,
We said we're staying with wrestling. Let's stick to wrestling. We'll get to the scalper story later. Because we tangents are gonna happen.
Do you
on
want
this show.
to go ahead and get AEW out of the way? Trash AEW out of the way?
Yeah. Okay. So
I said it. Fight me, Kenny Omega. Don't really. I love you.
So
Anyway.
as with most AEW pay-per-views, the wrestling was good.
Yeah.
It was good. The House of Black match was probably the best. House of Black versus the Elite. And House of Black actually beat the Elite, which I was surprised, but I feel like was the right decision. But the TNT match was Wardlow versus Samoa Joe.
Yeah.
And I knew Wardlow would win because Samoa Joe's been getting the best of him for like months. And I was like, Ring of Honor is coming back, so they're going to have Joe go focus on that because he's the Ring of Honor.
Like, he's like their
TV
guy.
champion or whatever.
Well,
yeah.
and he's Ring of Honor.
Yeah, Ring
yeah.
of Honor alum, yeah. So that didn't surprise me, and that set up Hobbs versus Wardlow for Dynamite because Hobbs won that ladder match that the refs helped him win last week or whatever.
Which was
Yeah.
very
So,
puzzling.
I just wanted to say that result because that gets to Dynamite when I get to it. But the main event was, of course, Bryan Danielson and MJF in an Iron Man match. People are saying it's the greatest Iron Man match of all time. It was pretty good, I'll admit, but it is not the greatest. Not even close. For one thing, the thing I hate when they put an Iron Man match on and it ends in a draw and they have to do sudden death. I'm like, why did we do the Iron Man match then? Just make it a match.
If an Iron Man match ends in a draw, it automatically is out of the greatest, in my opinion.
Right. In my opinion, the greatest was Brock versus Kurt.
Yep, that's kind of where I was going.
And there's so many good ones also.
Because the match, I think it ended 4-3. The MJF Bryan Danielson one. The Kurt and Brock one ended 6-5. I like if an Iron Man match is an hour long, they should have a lot of pinfalls.
Yeah.
And then the ending, where Kurt was like so close to making him tap out, but then ran out of time. It wasn't a draw. It was the perfect ending. That's the best Iron Man match to me. Most people would probably say Shawn and Bret or
there's a lot of good
Triple
ones.
H and
or Shawn and Bret again.
Yeah,
No,
Shawn and
kidding.
Bret.
No,
Stone Cold and Triple H.
Stone
Was
Cold
a
and
good
Triple
that was a
H
good
was
one,
a good
too.
one. Chris Benoit and Kurt had good ones. Randy Orton and John Cena was pretty good, but that's another one that ended in like 1-2 or 2-3 or something.
I always hate that.
Yeah. And it's just like
Or
with
1-0.
AEW,
You're like, who gives a shit?
Yeah. And AEW, with it being like so much New Japan influence, you just kind of knew it was gonna end in a draw. And when it did, it was like, lame. But so I just hate that the fans, just because it's an AEW match, are saying it's the greatest Iron Man match of all time. Like,
I've never seen more biased fans
than AEW fans. That's what I'm saying.
In sports.
I think it's
so
because
in
it's
sports.
In sports, yeah.
I think it's because of their absolute hatred for WWE.
Yeah, that's
I don't
what
think
it
it's
is.
I don't think it's AEW as the product. It's just that we only have this product to watch
it's
other
not.
than
Yeah,
that.
it's definitely not love for AEW more than it's like
Hatred for
hatred for
WWE.
Yeah,
WWE,
wanting to see WWE fail so bad that you'll cling on to anything that's kind of competition.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, I can get that. The indie purist.
I think it's kind of like how TNA was when TNA first started. We loved TNA. We watched it every
But
week.
at least
we ordered the
TNA was so
pay-per-views.
different. The ring was different. Their
Yeah.
X division, all this. They were
Well, that's
trying
what I was gonna
stuff,
say.
yeah.
They started off great, just like AEW, but now they're falling into the
just
the
doing-
WCW
yeah.
curse and way of doing stuff.
That's
Too
why I
many
don't
people have too
understand
much power.
why do they like copy the template of a failing company so much? I don't get it. Like, stick to what made you good and made you a competitor. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know.
No, I
But
would
then-
agree with that.
So then what pissed me off later on Dynamite was, Wardlow just won the belt 4 days ago.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, instead of a regular match, it becomes a last man standing false count anywhere match.
God damn.
And freaking Hobbs wins, takes the belt from Wardlow after only 4 days, after Wardlow was supposed to be the star, like the star of the future after the MJF feud, because he beat MJF and he was supposed to be like launched. Both his TNT title runs have been trash now. Hobbs powerbombed him off the table after QT
I saw
Marshall
that,
helped
yeah.
him, and that was the end of the match. And I'm like, why even? They should have just let Joe keep the belt and then had Hobbs beat Joe like that.
Yeah, later
Why
on or whatever.
even have Wardlow have the belt for 4 days?
That's so dumb.
Because then now what? Wardlow's just gonna get it back? Like, the TNT title has been such a waste. Like, it had so much promise when it first started. Because like when Darby Allin had it, he was killing it. Even when Cody had it, he was killing it. Brody Lee, when he had it, he was killing it. But I just don't understand why they praise Tony Khan for his booking so much, but he makes some of the dumbest decisions ever. And then also another thing that bugged me was he had another big announcement or whatever, and the announcement was he changed the All Atlantic Championship to the International Championship.
That sounds dumb.
And he said, so now you can defend it against anybody, because it used to be you can only defend it against people from countries that were on like
the Atlantic Ocean.
Yeah, like hit the Atlantic. But
Wow.
Orange Cassidy's been defending it against anybody since he won it. It doesn't matter. So
Well,
I'm like,
does Orange Cassidy care about anything?
no.
No,
That's what I'm
exactly.
saying. Tony Khan is acting like it wasn't already just being defended to anybody anyways. Like, and now it's just the international champion. Like,
He's like, because Intercontinental was taken.
basically, or is it? It's either it's international or internation. I think it might just
That's
be
even-
internation.
That's even more.
Yeah,
That's
stupid.
dumb
There's
as
some shit.
fuck.
Yeah. So and then they dropped again below 1 million.
Sorry.
Again, they dropped below 1 million viewers again. They're at like at like 800K or something like that. And this guy was like saying, "Oh, AEW dropped below 800K viewers again. Everyone's been predicting it that this. I don't agree with this, that this would be AEW's last year or whatever. But Dave Meltzer, the unbiased Dave Meltzer,
Oh yeah, we
quick-
all know him to be
quick
unbiased.
to reply and was like, "Oh, this is a ridiculous take. Everybody knows. Besides the NBA, AEW is TBS. Dynamite is TBS's best rating show. Okay, for one, the NBA is not on TBS. It's on TNT. So it has nothing to do with
Suck it,
Dynamite.
Dave Meltzer.
Yeah.
You heard it first. TNT
And-
all the way.
Isn't Power Slap on?
TBS, yeah.
So that's what he's going off of.
What?
That it's doing better than Power Slap.
It's
Well, he
look,
was just
it's
saying
doing
that
better
it's
than
TBS
Power
is
Slap.
better,
It's doing
yeah.
better than Two Broke Girls reruns. It's
Yeah.
doing better than who gives a
And
fuck
Friends
about
reruns and,
who gives a fuck about TBS. And then the reason why AEW is on TBS because it's always funny.
That's another thing we can talk about.
Well,
in a
and
little
also, the reason it's on TBS is because TNT didn't want it anymore because they were like, oh, hockey's going to do better than you guys. So they
Also,
jumped it to their second
you know,
channel.
about AEW's blind, fucking hateful fans. How did that awful, massive disappointment of that explosion thing?
Not bury him.
That's almost like the finger poke of doom. Almost.
When Hangman faced... no. Yeah, was it Hangman in... No, it was Kenny Omega and Dean and
Dean,
John Moxley.
John Moxley.
And Eddie Kingston like ran in to cover him to avoid the
the countdown goes
ring.
off, and then it was like sparklers.
Just out of the corner, just. And he's all dramatically laying on him, like,
and they're all like they're dying.
Or when Jericho,
like, it's hot.
when Jericho got thrown off the cage, but it was like it was like a cutout. How is that not? I just don't get it.
Like the finger poke of doom is blamed for like being
like the catalyst
the final.
for the end.
Yeah, and it's like, how is that? How are fans like? I mean, it was bad, but it wasn't. No, it was horrible. That was so stupid.
Well, see, because unlike that back then, like people weren't looking for like WWE, the end of WWE. They were like, oh man, this is cool, back and forth. So like when one was trash, they're like, well, I'm just gonna go watch the other one. But now they're like, oh no, it has to be WWE.
Yeah.
It has to.
Stupid.
So they'll watch it no matter what garbage they're producing. But yeah, that was my rant about AEW. So we're 3 weeks away from WrestleMania. So let's move over to the
only
biggest
3
show
weeks. It feels like we've been waiting for WrestleMania forever.
for a year.
God damn it. Like, I always forget that the time between the Royal Rumble and WrestleMania is still a few months where you're like,
yeah,
let's go.
After the Royal Rumble, you expect it to be WrestleMania.
Like Mania, right?
Yeah.
Even after the Elimination Chamber, you still have like almost 2 months.
I know, it's killing me. Or just
yeah.
like, oh, let's go. I want to see these matches.
Yeah, 3 weeks, so.
Except for Brock and Omos. Who the fuck wants to see that horse shit?
Especially if the rumors are true and this is Brock's like farewell match. I'm like,
Omos?
yeah.
Because we're all gonna hate it, we won't let him back in the WWE ring.
You know what's hilarious though? So MVP had Brock on his like the VIP lounge or whatever.
Yep, I saw that.
He kept calling almost. He's like, me and Almost are gonna tear the house down.
Almost.
That shit was killing.
And then he handed MVP some moonshine.
Yeah.
Like I saw that.
Yeah.
And then he spits it back in his face.
He said, I'm a farm boy. We got the good stuff. I wonder what that is. Yeah, Brock's pretty funny.
It's just goat piss. He just gave it to fucking MVP. Here you go.
Hey, according to, no, it was horse jizz. According to Chris
Go on.
Pontius. Chris Pontius, remember he drank it on Jackass?
Yeah.
It was pretty good.
No, it's not. You're just
no.
gross and poor and live in your van. Stop it.
Yeah, you do anything for $1.
That motherfucker barely did any stunts in.
I know, he just stood, he was just the funny guy.
He's like, I just put on the bunny costume and sit right here.
Yeah, or the American flag speedo.
Yeah, or you can press my wiener down into a fucking glass cage.
That's the one thing he'd always do, is something with his dick. Like, oh, a dick prank? Yeah, I'll do it.
Anything to show my dick on TV. It's like, alright.
That's enough of Vince McMahon.
Exactly. We're in a part of
boom.
Speaking of Vince McMahon, another thing that happened this past Raw, everybody was losing their minds because they found out Vince was going to be there. So they're like, oh, he's taking over the show. He was just there to say hi to Cena. But I guess he has a new pedo.
Keep it up, no, I'm just kidding.
I guess he has a new weird pedo mustache. Like, it's like literally like, just like right here. Everyone's like, what the fuck?
He said, hey Bailey, up for a mustache ride? Just kidding, get out there.
He'd be like, oh, so we're going to do a story mode where everyone kisses my ass. Even the men. They're like, you're not part of this anymore. Oh, darn.
And you already did that in 2001.
Have I?
Have
Did I do that? Was that on camera?
Were you spying on me?
I was about to bring up what that's from, but I'm like, man, that's a real tangent. It's a whole different.
Yeah,
TV
that's
show.
a whole nother. That's
A
for
whole
our other
nother round.
podcast.
Hey,
That 70 show.
Wrestlers were
That's
on
where
it.
it's from.
Just kidding.
Yeah. Red
It's
might
like-
have been the only person to have killed a man. I'm just kidding.
It's like, you're gonna be the first person to kiss his own ass. Have you been spying on me?
Two That 70 show references. Nice.
But
Can't
alright,
get enough of that.
sticking to WrestleMania, what do you guys think will be match of the show?
God, that's a tough one. I hope in my heart of hearts, I hope Austin Theory John Cena. I hope that's just a dope fucking match where you're just like, oh my god, see, Cena could still fucking go.
I'm gonna
Like,
say
I would love that.
Cody and Roman.
That was the one
might be
that I
the
thought.
safe pick,
Yeah.
but I mean, with
Yeah,
how good of a
yeah.
match Roman put on with Sammy.
Yeah, Roman's killing it. Cody's killing it. It'll be good, but I think the tag match with the Usos will probably be the best in ring, or Seth versus Logan Paul. As sad as
That
it is to
actually
say
might be
it.
good. That actually might be good.
I say you throw in a wild card, you put in Montez Ford. Triple threat. Why not? Who cares?
We're just gonna forget about Brock and.
See, that's what like.
Yep.
Montez Ford has such a good showing at the Chamber, and there's just nothing.
Nothing.
for him at
They're
Mania.
doing nothing with him, and you're like, come on.
That's why I wish they were just
Damian-
doing like a ladder match for the IC belt, and just put like Montez could be in that. Put like 6 guys in there, and there you go, 6 guys.
Damian
on the
Priest
main
too. Damian Priest
card.
did great in
Yeah,
Elimination
had a
Chamber.
great 2 months of. I mean, he was doing great before that, but a really like good showing for like 2 months, and then they're just like, fuck yourself.
Yeah, but instead of doing a ladder match or like a battle, like a Fatal 5-Way or something at Mania, they're doing it on SmackDown for the number 1 contender spot. I'm like, why not just have them all face at Mania?
Yeah, it's dumb.
Boo.
Yeah.
Boo. Hiss.
And then I think Bianca and Asuka is going to be really good.
Yeah. I always forget about the women matches.
And Rhea-
Not because I
Oh,
don't
Rhea and
try.
Charlotte.
Rhea and Charlotte would be good.
Well, they were
But-
great the first time.
Yeah.
I just don't
Just
like
as long as the right
Charlotte.
person wins this time.
That's right, Charlotte Flair.
No.
I can't. We'll never root against a Flair.
Fuck Charlotte.
You know what? I'm rooting for a wardrobe malfunction.
From Rhea Ripley. Because Charlotte Flair's gross.
Oh, I was thinking, what was that ref? What was his name? That's what I was
Charles
hoping for.
Robinson.
Like,
You were
oh my
hoping
God,
in that
Is
Brock match.
Charles Robinson's putt out?
Speaking
What
of
else?
Charles Robinson, did you see he shaved his head?
Yeah, that was weird. That was
Did
really
he
weird.
really?
Yes,
What?
it was
Yeah.
weird. It was like, what the fuck? Like, because I was like, who the hell is this asshole? Is that? Fucking, what the fuck?
Yeah, it's crazy.
Let's all hope, though, that he has another moment where he has to sprint down a long ass.
Take a smoke break halfway down because it's like, Jesus Christ, man, I still got.
That interview of him, he was like, I didn't think I was going to make it.
He was like, I thought I was gonna gas out like halfway. He said he forgot to breathe for a while because he was just so focused on getting to the ring.
His face.
The fucking Ultimate Warrior music too. It was so
Dun, 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 dun,
his
dun.
hair's all.
If he would have got in the ring, it was like. That would have been so
Shook the
funny.
ropes
Yeah.
and then. Like, that would have been hilarious.
Taker's like, fucking count. Oh, sorry.
That was his WrestleMania moment.
Yeah.
Not many refs get that.
Yeah. But yes, what's some matches over the years that we didn't get at Mania that we wish we had?
Undertaker and Sting.
Yeah.
Ah, yeah. See, the one that I have is Eddie HBK, Eddie Guerrero, Shawn Michaels. That would have been fucking
Eddie
nasty.
Guerrero and Stone Cold.
God, man, the fact that feud was materializing, and then that's when Stone Cold, left because the stuff with the booking of the Brock match.
Yeah.
Man, that feud was gonna be so good. Those guys would have been so great on the mic together. It's like,
Yeah, it would have been awesome. Yeah, that we were definitely robbed of some good Eddie feuds.
DDP and Undertaker at Mania, but without that stupid ass storyline. Like the real DDP
yeah.
with his. That would have been cool. But, Vince has to make sure all the competition looks fucking dumb for some reason.
Yeah.
Yeah. Booker T, The Rock. That would have been fun at Mania.
Yeah.
Especially young Booker T. Yeah.
Yeah.
At Mania. That didn't never happen at
Yeah, I
Mania.
was thinking, did that happen?
Nah, it was it Survivor Series?
SummerSlam.
SummerSlam. I do that all the time.
Man, Kurt Angle versus Bret Hart would have been something.
Yeah.
God damn.
In their primes.
Like Jesus Christ. They'd be still wrestling.
Yeah, still have each other in reverse.
Their Iron Man match would have been fucking 0-0 on the triple overtime.
Two skeletons laying there, still grabbing each
But
other.
still in like a neutral lock.
Yeah.
We were robbed of some really good WrestleManias.
Yeah. Chronic versus the Brothers of Destruction. If they would have done it right, that would have been kind of cool.
Yeah,
Maybe not a WrestleMania caliber match, but there's a lot of shit that they fucked up.
Yeah, we couldn't even get fucking Ric Flair and Hulk
Test
Hogan.
versus Kevin Nash.
Just the battle of brittle ankles.
Yeah.
Battle of big boots. They both just.
They both big boot each
Yeah.
other.
It's like looking into a mirror into the future, isn't it?
Except Kevin Nash is a little taller and better.
This guy roasted the hell.
You know
out
what?
of
Make it a triple threat match and add Psycho Sid.
Yeah.
Fuck it.
And
This
Big
guy-
Cass.
And Big Cass. Or Big Bill.
This guy guy roasted the hell out of Kevin Nash on Twitter, though. Because Kevin Nash was saying, he said the company went downhill after the Mania where Eddie and Chris Benoit won the belts. And this guy said, oh, it's funny you say that because the worst year in WWE's history was the year you were champion.
Oh, jeez.
Damn.
Big Diesel.
I remember, just because we were such WCW fans, when Kevin Nash came back and was facing Triple H, we wanted him to win so bad. But now, hindsight, I'm like,
I also wanted him.
Though.
it was a good match, but Kevin Nash should not have won.
I also wanted him to win, especially the Hell in the Cell.
Yeah.
Like, I really wanted him to win that match, and then like looking back, you're like, that would have been awful.
Yeah, that would have been awful.
He almost killed Triple H.
Yeah, and he's a fucking
Through the
injury-prone
stairs.
bastard. Yeah. He really did. If
Triple H had it.
I feel like Triple H was like, bro, what the fuck is your problem? I'm just took my head off.
I always like when Triple H is like, you always hit your friends a little harder. Like, it's like, ugh. Because those, like, chair shots, and every time he'd hit somebody with, like, a sledgehammer that he liked, and you're like, you like this person? Jesus. Like, fucking these people up.
You know what's kind of similar to, like, how we're not getting Sami Zayn and, like, a triple threat with Cody and Roman? Yeah. Was back when Cena and The Rock was happening for the second time.
Oh, and then
they didn't put CM Punk in there for the triple threat. Like,
that
so
been...
stupid.
Or the first time didn't include The Miz, right? Is that the first time? Remember when he came out as The Rock, and you're like, nothing ever happened with that.
Yeah.
Like, he's just...
Well, him and Cena...
Is that technically blackface?
I mean, he didn't
Hawaiian
paint his face, luckily. He just got really tan.
He just got really tan. He just like, spray me.
But
spray me like one of your
did
French
go,
girls.
It did go somewhere, because that was when Cena and Rock faced him and R-Truth in the tag match at Survivor Series.
Oh, sure. I guess. Like,
yeah.
So we had a match at Survivor Series. Yeah, well, I have a match at WrestleMania. Go fuck yourself, all right? Like, it's like, whatever.
But, yeah, I feel like there is a lot of Mania matches that we missed out on. You know what? I wish we could have a match that did happen but should have been redone way better. AJ and Nakamura.
Oh,
right?
Yeah.
Why was it so bad? We were so hyped up. Nakamura winning the Rumble just to like have a
terrible match.
10-minute like slow ass paced match, and then just have AJ win.
And then
have Nakamura turn heel, and then still not win the belt the next time.
Something that it definitely couldn't have happened, but it would have been nice to see CM Punk versus AJ Styles in a Mania.
That would have been good.
That would have been awesome.
Yeah, that would have been great. Or Cena versus Punk. With how big that feud was, how did it never make a Mania?
Yeah, I don't know.
I mean, Punk never just never got a Mania main event. For as hot as he was for like those 4 years.
Yeah, his closest was what, Undertaker?
Yep.
That was his closest, to a main event. Like even when he was champion, he was second to Rock and Cena. He had the good match with Jericho, but played second fiddle.
Yeah, that's the CM Punk treatment.
Yeah.
Second fiddle. Until he like blows up on people he's not supposed to blow up on, and then gets just kicked out of a company, twice. Like, it's whatever.
Yeah, I don't know. I still feel with that whole situation, there's a lot of stuff we don't know. Like everyone just took sides based off the information we got, but I feel like there's stuff that, like
I just take Colt Cabana's side. No, I have no idea. I'm just kidding. I have no idea.
The Elite give me very like click vibes.
Yeah.
Like they kind of like
douchey.
Run shit backstage and like they call the shots, whatever. Like they make it seem like they're all like about the company because they'll like drop the belts to someone, but it's like then they'll just win the next 6 months worth of matches, and everyone's like, oh, but they lost the belts to House of Black. Remember? So what?
Yeah, it's like in House of Black. Hasn't done anything because we're still watching the Elite wrestle. Great.
Yeah, that's how it is. Yeah. They dropped the belts to like FTR, and then FTR was off TV for a long time and defending their fucking New Japan belts all the time, and not the Ring of Honor belts. I mean, the Ring of Honor belts. They didn't even have the AEW Tag Championships. They had the Ring of Honor Tag Champions. Hey. Anyway. But yeah, I'm pretty excited for Mania this year. Just because I feel like there's a lot of storylines that they're winding down.
And wrestling's just getting, especially WWE, it's just getting better.
Yeah.
It's just consistently getting better. The wrestling's great
I
on a
couldn't
week-to-week
stand it
basis.
for a while when Vince was still running it, and like when Roman was facing shit. I was like, man, I don't know if I can.
Vince has a type. If you're not a bodybuilder or a blonde woman with fake tits, you're not getting anything.
Yeah.
You're not getting anything.
Yeah.
It was bad. They were putting on bad matches. They were doing some of the worst decisions ever. It was like it was almost like the early '90s when they were struggling for ratings before Stone Cold.
Did you slip?
Your cat's on drugs.
Yeah. But I heard rumors that the two possibilities of the main events. Night 2, of course, is going to be Cody Roman. Alright, get out of here. But night 1, they're debating on Bianca, or Rhea Charlotte,
Cool.
or the tag match, Usos and KO and Sammy. With the storyline,
Just like, they shouldn't have. Sammy shouldn't be in that goddamn match. God
Yeah.
damn it.
but with the storyline, that's the least it deserves is a main event spot. Because it's just like, even, in all honesty,
We all knew it, but we're still disappointed.
Yep.
like, in all honesty, that storyline is like, doesn't even like need Roman in it at this point.
No.
Like, it's just the Usos and Sammy and all that, and Solo Sikoa is there too. Supposedly they're planning house shows where Cody, Kevin, and Sammy are tagging against the Usos and Solo.
That's pretty cool.
How
I'd
they
like
used to
see
do that all the time in the early 2000s. They're like,
Let
hey,
me tell you,
guys gonna
playa.
have the two faces are going to have a big pay-per-view match with these bad guys. Let's have them randomly tag team every night, every Monday. And
Let me tell you something, player. I'm gonna make a tag team
Yeah.
match.
Yeah.
It's going to be The Rock and Stone Cold versus Triple H and Kurt Angle. It's like, oh, again?
Holla, holla,
Wow.
holla. I'm just kidding.
Or was it The Rock and like Spike Dudley out of nowhere?
What the
Dumb.
fuck?
We actually just watched a SmackDown where Spike and Taz beat the Dudleys clean.
For the belts. But then they lost them.
I feel like I remember that.
This is so random.
They
That's
lost
a
them on-
really random
yeah.
team.
But then they lost.
I
on
always like
SmackDown.
how Spike has to get somebody fucking crazy. Because remember, wasn't he in a tag team with Rhino? Was that?
I think
Yeah,
it was,
right?
yeah.
Spike and Rhino
Yeah,
had a
it was,
they
yeah.
had the belts for a little bit.
And Spike and Big Show, and he was wearing Big Show's like
He
a
came
copy
out
of
Yeah.
with
Big
a
Show's
black singlet.
Yeah, we were like, what the fuck? Because he looked so weird. And then everybody else must have thought the same thing. Because the next week he was still wearing it, but then he had his like camo pants on again.
I bet people love wrestling Spike Dudley. They're like, sweet, we get to fucking
That's
almost
what we were
murder this
saying.
dude. like,
Like I was like, it's probably great when you come into work and they're like, all right, so you're wrestling Spike Dudley tonight. You're like, oh, bro,
I'm about to
throw
beat
that dude so far.
the shit out of him.
Yeah.
And you know Brock is like, I'm gonna power bomb this motherfucker like 3 times.
Yeah, through the mat. But then he did the same thing to Jeff and Matt.
Well, I feel like that might have been. Was that after or before the chair shot?
That was.
was
I think
a-
the
it was
chair shot
after.
was payback for what Brock did. From what I heard from Matt.
Maybe.
Because if I could see it, the chair shot being either payback or the cause of that power bombing.
Matt said
Yeah.
it was payback.
But Matt's also horribly concussed all the time. Like,
Well, Brock Lesnar rarely ever tells anything, so
Yeah,
we'll
just
never
doesn't talk to
know.
anybody.
Yeah.
I kind of almost admire that more. He's like, I don't care.
She's hurting herself. What an idiot!
I think her nail got stuck in her tail.
She went. Whoosh. Yeah.
Get it off. Get it off.
Getting my ass.
Yeah.
I'm kicking my ass. Do you mind?
Too bad she wasn't doing that like back here. So. Damn, she just pissed out her tail. And now she's licking it. Oh god, that hurt.
Anyway, we get distracted by a retarded cat. Jesus Christ.
She's gonna do it again.
Well, I guess we can move on to the UFC of the weekend.
Yeah.
John Jones.
We
John
all knew it was gonna
the
happen.
Goat Bones Jones. Sure, we'll go with that until I find something better to call him. But wow, was that fast?
That really,
Honestly,
I
felt like-
think that really showed how truly
Trash.
bad Cyril Gane is
Yeah.
on the ground. He's bad.
He literally had nothing for him, which I do have to bring this up. Did somebody say that they were training wrestling? That Gon said that they were training.
Gon's been.
I just. You guys looked at me weird when I said, "Oh, he's not going to out wrestle him." You looked at me weird. I just have to say, thank you, John Jones, for that because I needed it. I'm not gonna lie, I was struggling last week. I really needed to boost.
The thing that gets me is
Gosh.
why are you gonna lay up against the cage and then just like
Stick out your neck, just like, hey, just go ahead, go for
like
it.
all
man.
you have to do is like lay up against the cage like this, like.
He's
what
an
are you doing?
absolute complete novice when it comes to grappling. Like that was bad.
Well, and I think he has like.
I totally thought you said knobist. He's what a knob. Like I was like, oh shit. Like,
But I think he also, when he gets in danger on the ground, he just gives up.
He
he
didn't
gives
really
up
get
really
put into danger. He put himself in the danger. He's that bad. I really think he put his hands flat and to get up, and so he put his neck like that and just gave to John Jones
I guess.
because he doesn't know how to get up without fucking doing something
I
stupid.
just feel kind of like I felt kind of robbed. Like we didn't all that hype.
Because
up,
I feel like there's
and I
still a
feel
lot
like
of questions
we're-
about John Jones, like his
Yeah.
cardio at heavyweight. Can he take a punch from one of the heavyweights? And we didn't get any of those answers.
yeah, he
because
literally caught nothing. No
got
damage,
one
no nothing.
shot to the nuts.
It didn't. It went like what, 45 seconds.
I think it was 2 minutes. But
Yeah.
hopefully Stipe can at least land on him and see how he can take a shot. But Stipe hits hard, but he's not like he doesn't have that one shot like clocking power. The only one he knocked out one shot like that was Verdum.
He has one shot knockout power.
But it has to be a good shot. Like I'm not saying if he just like catches you like most heavyweights, you're probably not gonna go out.
I don't know. He has that kind of power that can turn the tide of a fight.
I mean, I guess, but look how many times he had to crack DC before he actually finally made him go down.
DC's different. When has DC ever been knocked out cold?
John Jones leg head kick.
Well, technically,
Yeah.
he wasn't out cold though.
He was out cold from the ground and pound.
Oh yeah, well yes,
Yeah.
but it wasn't the leg.
No.
It wasn't just the one
and that
shot.
was shin
Yeah.
to the fucking chin.
I guess. But that's what I'm saying though. But like, I can't think of anybody else besides Verdum. Stipe just slept with one shot.
No,
Alistair.
Did
That
he
wasn't one
sleep?
shot.
Yeah.
He fell on the ground and then he ground and pounded him twice.
The ones were unnecessary. He literally went bam and he was out. Doom, doom. The rest, he was fucking unconscious.
Alright, Alistar fucking the wind knocks him out.
well yeah, now it does.
And he clearly felt a tap already.
No.
Stipe tapped, he lost that.
He almost got Francis with one punch.
He did stumble Francis. That was, and then he came in and then got fucking slept. That was. He was like, "Oh yeah, I got this mother," and then he just wakes up in the hospital.
Honestly, and the fucking Family Guy broke his leg.
Or he's like in a regular show where he tries to play punchies with Skip, and then he just cocks back, and you just see the fucking helicopter airlift him out.
Yeah.
That's exactly how that fight went.
Yeah.
I really hope Stipe can give him a better fight. I think he will.
I think he will.
It definitely
but
will
I
be a
don't
better fight
know.
than Cyril Gane.
I think Stipe is a little past his prime.
Which I think Curtis Blades is hitting himself for not getting a Cyril Gane fight sooner.
Yeah, he's like, I could have exposed this
Yeah.
motherfucker.
Yeah, if he would have been the one to fight Stipe Gone last year instead of Ty, he would have beat, and then it would have been Blades versus.
And then he would have been knocked out by Tai Tuivasa. No.
That would have been crazy. Can you imagine if this fight was Ty Tuivasa versus John Jones?
I feel like Tai Tuivasa would have put up a better fight than Cyril Gane. Cyril Gane's grappling is so trash.
I mean, shout out Tai Tuivasa. I just want to say, when in one of his interviews where they were like, "So you came out to Barbie Girl? Why is that?" He's like, "Cause I'm a Barbie girl."
I also feel like Cyril Gane got so freaked out.
No,
as soon as
he
John
was
Jones
so
grabbed him.
confident. Oh yeah,
Yeah, I'm saying like as soon as John Jones grabbed him, he just God, he like fell on the ground.
He's so much stronger than I thought he was.
I think Cyril Gane kind of like he fought some decent fighters, but they were all strikers. So he was so confident. He's like, I haven't really.
Well,
been
I will
tested
say, as
besides
far as
Francis.
heavyweight, he is probably he has the best footwork. He probably is one of the best. Oh, well, I would say technical strikers. I can't say best strikers
Yeah.
because technical doesn't train you for wild, crazy bombs.
But I mean,
I think Aspinall is giving him a run for his money.
I would like to see that. I would like to see Gone Aspinall, and then we just figure that out.
Aspinall
mean,
has good ground game though.
Unless Cyril
I just want a
Gane,
stand-up fight.
unless Cyril Gane takes a year off and
Goes
focuses
trains with
nothing
Khabib.
but wrestling.
You make it 2.
Yeah.
Like it
Ca-
ain't happening in a year.
Whoever
he had a year.
Whoever he fights now is going to grapple him. Almost 100%
Yeah, it's
guaranteed.
easy game plan. Yeah. The only person who won it is Tai Tuivasa.
And if Tai Tuivasa would have, if Derek Lewis would have went for like a double leg or something and got him down, it would have been over. He would have fucking knocked him out.
Derek Lewis ground and pound is nasty.
We can move down that card and go to Alexa Grasso. Is it Grasso? Grasso?
I was gonna say, I was expecting
That-
you to skip that one.
After the first
Oh
round,
man.
during the first round, I just had a feeling she was going to beat Valentina. Like, she kept
Yeah,
landing that right
that's what
hand,
I'm-
was stubbling her, and I was like, oh,
like,
shit.
don't get me wrong. Like, everyone's like, oh, like people are saying Valentina was dominating her.
Not
Like,
dominating, winning.
was 2.
Not
She was
dominating.
winning.
Yes.
Was she?
Yes.
I thought
Oh,
one
yeah.
of the judges
Yeah.
had 2-2 on...
Then that judge is
Going in.
retarded.
I don't know. That fight was pretty close.
It was close.
No, but I still think she was winning. I think she was winning.
I think it was probably 3-1.
That's what I said. I would have given was it Alexa? I think it was the first round. I think it's the first round.
The
Is it
second
first?
round was, I
think it
thought...
the
was
second.
best.
Second?
Yeah, I think it was the second.
So I gave her one of those rounds, but I thought I legit thought she was losing. Like she was tagging her, but for every one that she would get, Valentina gave her like 2 or 3. Like it might not have been bigger shots, but she was getting in there, changing levels, and if I remember right,
I mean,
scoring
I
some
think-
takedowns.
I feel like Alexa Grasso was getting the best of the on the feet, but the takedowns were what...
and the
Just
time
winning.
and the time that they were on there.
Yeah.
I think one of the rounds she had like 2 minutes of
Alexa Grasso just looked like
Top time.
she had, like...
yeah
she
takedowns.
she never got
Yeah,
discouraged.
she had 4 takedowns.
Yeah. Alexa Grasso just looked like she never got discouraged. Like, she was like, all right, I'm going to win this fight. I don't care what you do. She was just in there. Like, everyone else Valentina fights, they give up
Well,
after,
it's
like,
crazy.
the second round.
Significant strikes, Valentina had 87 to 59.
Yeah.
Head strikes, she had 68 to 31. So the only thing that she really did a little bit more work on was the body and the legs. For the body, Valentina had 8 to 12, and then 11 to 16. She wasn't really piecing up.
I just think.
It was harder shots.
Yeah, she was hitting harder shots.
She was definitely fucking her up. She must hit really
But then,
hard.
like, Valentina had over 5 minutes of control time. Like, a whole round of control. That's
Yeah.
a long time.
That's
So,
sequence-
I think she was winning, but that stupid spinning back kick
that end sequence was pretty crazy. The
Was
Grasso snatched that shit
so quick. It's like she was ready for it.
Yeah.
That's what she was
I
waiting
think
for.
she was waiting for it. Yeah, I think she was.
As soon
training
as she
that.
turned, she stepped right to the side and went in.
Yeah, just freaking. And just
Alexa
how fast she got her
Grasso-
down. Did you see the? Because you remember how we were like, it's not in. She doesn't have it in. But did
And then
you
it's-
see?
No,
So-
I knew.
yeah.
I knew.
Did you see after?
Yeah,
they, like,
the color,
yeah,
Yep.
her whole chin was like
white, and the top of her head was fucking
Yep.
beat red.
Yeah, she can squeeze like a motherfucker.
Yeah, that was crazy.
I
give her all the props for beating one of the best female fighters on the planet. I just really hope Valentina comes back and just wrecks her fucking shit.
Yeah.
Like I
She
really,
might.
I
Maybe
really
this was
hope.
the kick in the ass she needed to go back to her like killer instinct.
I feel like Alexa Grasso just was different than the other people she fought.
Yeah.
Like Valentina, every other person she fought, besides that one,
Talia Santos.
they give up after like the second round. They're like, I can't.
It's
win.
the
I can't
pressure.
do nothing.
It's what I feel like. That's what it is.
That
It's just
Alexa
her
Grasso
constant-
just didn't have that. She was right there in it. And
But, man.
she might not hit her a lot, but man, she was fucking her up. She must hit hard because those fucking shots. Valentina's face was getting all swelled up and shit.
Can we
She was
just talk
tagging her.
about
Yeah.
how crazy this like last like year and a half has been of like
dominant champions losing. Yeah,
Like
that's
I
ridiculous.
think seen some statistic that
Except for John Jones, still out here fucking people up.
well, I seen like some statistic that out of 12, like all 12 of the divisions, only 4 of them have champs that are like have retained that have a
Held on
a
the
retain what's
held
it
under
called?
their
a
belt.
retention like under their belt. Yeah,
wow.
like the rest of them
Damn.
are like new champs who haven't faced anybody for their belt yet. Like
Jesus
haven't had a
Christ.
title defense yet. Like God, that's crazy. And it's like that just kind of shows you how hard it is for like what Anderson and Demetrius Johnson did. Like I get like Demetrius Johnson stuff was fighting like guys who weren't that great, but it's like
that was
the
his
fact that
pull.
you could go
Like that was his.
11 guys straight and not like. Slip
Yeah, I
up
don't think it was
once.
his fault of the caliber fighter that he was fighting.
No.
That was all UFC because UFC had no faith in their lighter weight
Yeah,
classes.
they were trying to cancel
Look
it.
what
yeah.
Henry Cejudo did to pretty much everyone he faced after Demetrius Johnson. Demetrius Johnson beat him and then arguably came close to beating him the second time. So I feel like this just shows the level Demetrius Johnson's at. That
I think if he came back, he would still be at least top 5.
yeah.
I think he'd be champ.
I don't know.
I
if
would
he
hope
could-
so.
I don't think he said himself he doesn't think he could make 125 anymore though. Because in one championship he's 135.
And then who's champ at 135?
Aljo.
Ooh. We all seen what Dominic Cruz did to Demetrius with his wrestling.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, that's why I was like, that might not be good. Maybe you'll get Crybaby Aljo though. Like maybe.
So speaking of Aljo, did you see supposedly
Sorry, go ahead.
Henry Cejudo hasn't signed the contract yet, so he told Sean O'Malley to be ready just in case.
Cool. I'm fine with either of those fights.
Petr Yan was out grappling Sean O'Malley, so if Aljo gets...
Yeah, if Aljo gets a hold of him.
Yeah, it's going to be John Jones, Cyril Gane. I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
Even Sugar Sean has better grappling than Cyril Gane. That was bad. That was really bad. That was so... Like, I'm no MMA fighter, but that was very, very, like, amateurish. He just, like, freaked out, was crawling on his hands, and then he tried to get up and just left his neck out. It was like, what are you doing?
Like,
Do you
you
not
did
know who you're
everything-
fighting?
You literally did everything you were
Yeah.
not supposed to do. Like, yeah, it's just crazy, but...
Oh, we also have
Shavkat, right?
Yep.
Shavkat Rachmanov.
Yep.
versus
Jeff Neal. That was
Yep.
a
That
good
was
fight.
a good fight. Yeah.
That was a good fight. Do we say now that Rachmanov is? I can't say. Oh man, the hype's real because he still has to. There's a different caliber of fighter, especially above Jeff Neal, but he looked pretty all right. He looked pretty solid.
I think Jeff Neal was a good solid test. Like
Jeff
Jeff Neal
Neal's a
has
good
some
fighter.
good hands.
But there's
yeah,
that
it's
other
definitely
jump
a jump.
in level.
Well, I mean, they're already talking about his next jump in level because Dana wants to make him versus Colby.
Yes, sure. Yeah, why
Just
not?
make
Colby's not
Colby-
fighting fucking anybody
Yeah,
else.
make Colby fight. Well, supposedly Colby finally told Dana White he's ready to fight. So Dana's like,
Who
Yeah, he's probably like
can
Sha-
we get to kill Colby?
it's either Shavkat or Chimaev. You pick.
He's like, oh man, hey, you know what? I just tweaked my back on the way here from the car, so I'm gonna need a couple more months. And then as soon as they get a fight, he'd be like, quit ducking, pussy.
Yeah, yeah. Rachmanov versus Chimaev. Oh, pussies! They ducked me. They want to fight me.
You don't want to fight anyone, bitch. You got hit. You got punched in the face once. And now you've been out of action for like what, a year?
Yeah.
Get the fuck over
But
it. You're
it's
a
definitely
professional
because-
fighter.
He's like, yeah, but my tooth still hurts.
It's
Little
definitely because
bitch.
he's trying to sell that lawsuit, and he probably felt if he went and fought, then they could use that against him. Like,
We-
oh, you're fine. You can go and fight.
We all know he's a little bitch that would sue someone like that. We all know. Like, he called the cops.
Yep, and if we didn't know, we know now. Like, it's like, bro, you're a UFC fighter, and you called the cops because somebody else punched you in the face.
Another UFC fighter who you fought already.
Granted, that was a bitch move by Jorge. You had your chance in the octagon,
But it's
you
not
bitch.
like,
Yeah.
but it's not like nobody saw that coming.
I mean, yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
we were all just like, they're gonna fight in the parking lot. Like, that's
How many people have threatened Colby? It's Dustin Poirier, Justin Gaethje,
Fabricio
Conor,
Verdum.
the Diaz brothers. They all
Yeah.
say, we see him in the street, we're fucking...
Fabricio didn't hit him right in the head. With that
Yep, but
boomerang.
Jorge
They called the cops
Masvidal.
on him.
But
He's a
Jorge
pussy.
Masvidal is a straight gangster. He's like, fuck it, I'm gonna pull up on this dude. Fuck it.
Yeah, pulled up in a fucking restaurant. The Nelk boys are the ones that sold him out because they posted the location on like an Instagram post.
That's hilarious.
So Jorge was like, "Let's go." Pulled up on him.
What a gangster. I don't
Gilbert Rex.
I don't support it. But I'm just like, well, he said he was gonna. Well, I was gonna say, well, he did what he said he was gonna do, but he did knock Colby's bitch ass out of the
I would
ring
have respected him if he beat Colby.
and then
then
beat him
did
again.
it. Yeah.
And then beat his ass
But
again.
the fact that
Yeah,
he
but to
had
lose
him,
and come back, yeah.
And from behind too. It's like, dude, you had your chance.
Yeah. I really,
He's like, I did, but I can't wrestle.
I really think Gilbert's gonna steamroll him. Honestly, I think Gilbert's just.
Masvidal.
Yeah.
Yeah, probably.
It really depends.
I don't think.
If
I just
Gilbert
don't know
if Gilbert tries to prove something, try to strike with Jorge.
Then Jorge has a chance.
Jorge has underrated grappling. I just feel like he was letting a lot of that shit get to his head. All
That's
the
why I
fame
think.
and
That's
shit.
why I
Well,
think
that's
he's
what- yeah.
done. That's
Yeah,
why I think
probably.
he's done.
His last 4
But that's what I'm
fights-
saying. If he comes, like he did against Darren Till, like he's determined.
But that
in
was
shape.
like what 4 years ago though.
Yeah.
It's been a minute. It's been a lot longer than you think.
But I'm
Yeah,
just
maybe
saying,
it
if
was
he
beginning
comes in
of 2019.
focused, determined, well, he has a dangerous guy on his hands.
No,
He's also-
he's dangerous. I won't take anything from him. His hands are crisp, but I just don't know if he wants it anymore.
Yeah.
That's the
Because
thing.
he just knows he's gonna get paid a shit ton no matter what. And he's not only is he getting old normal age, but he's got some fight years on him.
Yeah, and his last fights have been like not good for him. Like he's been
Yeah.
slept and taken to some deep waters where you're like,
He didn't take a lot of punishment in the Colby fight, though. Colby was
well, it's
just
because
kinda-
Colby doesn't
Yeah.
punish
Yeah.
anybody. Like literally, you could pipe in squeak toy noises
Actually,
for his
now that I
punches.
think about it, the only fight he took a lot of damage in was Usman getting knocked out.
Well, the two Usman fights, just
That
because
first one was pretty fucking boring. It was a lot of toe stomps and takedowns.
that's still. I mean, I'm talking about just a physical
Yeah.
match. That shit, I'm sure wore on him because he also wasn't in shape either. So being in shape and getting worked on like that, though it might not seem like you have that many injuries, but you're like, fuck.
Speaking of
I
people,
still have to go to the hospital after this.
Speaking of people who don't take it serious anymore, what the fuck happened to Conor McGregor's face? Did he get plastic surgery, or is that the alcoholism? His face is so fat, it looks weird. He looks.
That was weird when they panned him in the crowd.
Oh, the pictures that they've been showing lately, he does not look the same. His face, there's something.
Okay,
with
hear
it.
me out. The real Conor McGregor's dead, and so the CIA
Right?
got some
Seriously,
other Irish
his-
bloke.
His face looks fucking weird, man. Like you can
Christian, go on. I like
Well, I know what we said we wanted to start bringing
boxing
these
into this.
bitches. Boxing, yeah.
Uh-oh.
So
tell they canceled the fight.
No.
Oh,
Oh,
I was
okay.
gonna say.
Oh.
God.
Tyson Fury and Usyk agreed to terms to fight on April 29th.
They
Who
said this
cares?
last time.
Who cares?
They said this last time, and
Wait.
literally like 2 weeks
That's
out.
the fight everybody wants.
No, but it's not gonna happen. Who cares? It's just
Yeah.
they do this all the
If
time.
it does happen on April 29th, though.
Did it-
I
is
just
it
bought
signed?
bare knuckle tickets for
Is it
that.
signed?
No, it's not signed.
Then I don't care. Then I don't care.
But I know this is not a football podcast, but the Bears just traded the #1 overall pick to the Panthers
Oh dang! Watch the Panthers fuck that
For
up.
who?
for DJ Moore and 4 draft picks.
Okay.
Well, the Panthers have officially fucked their career or their fucking franchise up for another 5-6 years.
Oh, nice.
Their biggest
He
mistake
the
was getting
Bears.
rid of Cam Newton.
I think the Panthers' biggest mistake, hear me out, is existing. If we could just take the Panthers and push it somewhere else,
Push them somewhere else.
like into the ocean.
Everyone's on the tour bus or the Panthers bus. The players like no.
Just pushing it just across
Yeah.
the fucking state. Yeah, no, fuck the
off a
Panthers.
cliff. The
Yeah.
players are like no.
They're like, oh my god, it's a mainstay of our community. Nobody gives a shit. Nobody cares.
So I was just reading the group chat. Guillaume
Oh,
saying
yeah.
he's going to
He's
see
a fucking-
Cream tonight.
He's going to see cream or going to get creamed.
Cameron was like, gross. And he was like, I thought you said it was good. Cameron's like, I said nothing about cream.
And he was like, "What? I swore I seen something of you saying it was good." I was like, "Not cream, idiot." And then he finally goes, "Oh."
It's okay. When I was a kid, confession time. When I was a kid, I thought Apollo Creed's name was Apollo Cream. That was just me. That's just a dumb kid. So I was like, ooh, yeah. And I never wanted to be Rocky because I'm darker than him. So I was like, oh man, go hell yeah, Apollo Cream. And then my brother was like, it's Apollo Creed. I was like, you're just dumb. You don't know what you're talking about.
And then Creed dropped, and you were like, oh.
Yeah, literally up until Creed. I was like, oh shit, I had no idea this whole time. I'm just like, Jesus Christ. Remember when Apollo Cream gave him the eye of the tiger? They're like, you've been watching some weird stuff. Do you have my Pornhub login again? It's like,
It was when that Rocky game on PS2 came out. That's when you were like, "Oh shit!"
oh shit.
You seen it spelled out?
Yeah, and you're like,
Creed? You were
Creed. I'm like, oh man, I'm dumb.
That's, that's a weird way to spell cream.
Yeah. So that D actually makes an M sound. It's,
Alright. Well, do you guys think Piotr
Yes,
Jan
I'm
is going to lose a close decision again?
yeah, yes. That's exactly how I think it's going to happen. I
I
think he's going
think-
to lose a close decision.
Do you think he would lose his mind and start speaking Soviet, Russian tactics? I don't know.
Soviet.
Okay.
I didn't know
no.
Kirian was born in the
He's gonna
60s.
He's gonna take Marab and experiment on him in a lab.
What? the
Sexually.
fuck is going
Sexually,
on?
though. It's not what you were thinking. It's sexually.
Okay. I don't know what the hell Christian's going on.
Christian. Man, we might have to start doing drug tests for this podcast.
Hey, I play a lot of Black Ops, right?
What the fuck does that have any? Oh, no, because it's
the
Russian. Never
Russian,
mind.
yeah.
No, you're right. That's fine. I was like, what the fuck are you talking about? What the fuck does
The
Black Ops
Russians
have anything
created
to...
the zombies in a lab.
They also, they also created, God, what's his name? From Ivan Drago. They also created him.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
pretty... I'm just saying.
He's just gonna kill Marab in the ring.
If he dies, he dies.
So,
It's like-
this is what I hope happens.
He dies.
Shit. I hope Pyotr finally is like tired of all these close decisions, so he comes back in form, like he did before all this shit with
His
Aljo
final
stuff
form,
happened.
like Frieza.
I mean,
especially
guys-
because this guy's been talking a lot of
they
shit.
yeah, they have a lot of bad blood.
No, that all because that one guy.
Because he's basically
Because he's-
calling Pyotr Yan like Putin, basically.
Yeah, and Pyotr like,
pooping,
yeah, Putin.
pooping.
But yeah, he's like, I'm doing this for my country because we all know how Russia is and stuff
and
like
people
that.
are asking Pyotr why do you want to beat him? He's like, because I want the belt. Like,
Yeah, 'cause I wanna, what is a, what do
Hey
you
man,
mean?
I'm
This is
just
my
trying to
career.
fight, man.
Yeah.
I don't care.
He's
That's
like-
such a that's the dumbest question. Why do you want to win? What do you think I came into this sport to lose?
what
Like,
do
the
you
fuck?
do better than your opponent? Hopefully everything. Why are you asking such dumb
Yeah.
questions?
But I have to say,
Yeah.
if this is a all Marab fight, let's just say Marab just does whatever he wants. Wow, is this a fucking boring fight? Like for real, Marab is one of the most boring fucking fighters.
He's Aljo if Aljo didn't go for submission.
Yeah, he's
Like
literally
Pyotr
a
Yan
lay and
said-
pray type of
Yeah,
motherfucker.
Pyotr said, you are not getting the title shot because no one cares about you. And he's right.
He's right.
No one gives a fuck. No one wants to see you lay and pray. No one cares.
Because at least with Khabib, there wasn't a lot of like praying. It was a lot of the other people praying, like, please don't smash my face
Yeah,
into the
he
fucking
would
ground.
literally kick your ass.
Yeah.
That's why I hated when people said George St. Pierre and Khabib were boring. Just because they wrestled, at least they were punching
Yeah, they
and
were
striking
grounded,
and
pounding,
going for submissions.
Yeah, it's not just laying there and just holding you down for 5 minutes. Oh my god, I'm so tired of motherfuckers like that. Oh my god. And I like wrestling. I like the
Yeah,
what's
the grappling
what's
part's
the Russian sambo? I like all that shit. It's fine, but god damn it,
Do
do
something.
some
something.
damage. God damn it.
Like, I get using that as a catalyst to get to your advantage point, but then when you get there, do something.
But
with it.
Marab's not a good striker. He doesn't go for submissions. His ground and pound is like it's whatever. Like it's I would say better than average, but nothing crazy. Like whatever. Like he doesn't really put people out. If I'm not mistaken, like I think most of his oh my god, his last 6 fights are all decisions. Oh my god. Like, it's crazy. Oh, never mind. Nope, sorry. He did beat Is that Marlon Moraes? Yep, he did beat Marlon Moraes, but who the fuck doesn't by TKO?
Yeah, for real.
I mean, he had to beat Jose Aldo by decision. Like,
Yeah.
Yep, literally. Oh my god. I'm just looking through. Jesus Christ. His last wins are decision, KO, decision. Holy fuck. Oh my god. And then even before that, okay, TKO lost, thank god. Fucking loss, decision, split. Even when he loses, it goes to decision. And then before that, okay, he has a KO spitting back fist. And then submission, decision. Like, holy fuck. Like, it's so ridiculous.
You're boring. Like,
Terrible. You're terribly boring. Yeah. So I hope Pyotr Yan wins just for the simple fact that, at least if he wins, it'll be an all-around ass-kicking. It won't just be a fucking lay and...
yeah, sure you don't hope he wins for Mother Russia?
You know, as a Puerto Rican man myself... And you know how the Puerto Ricans have had such a strong tie to Russia. I just say may the best Soviet win, I guess.
Hey, speaking of Puerto Rico, did you see that they announced the backlash after Mania is in Puerto Rico.
That's fucking crazy. I hope nobody gets stabbed like Bruiser Brody last time they went. Like, Jesus
And
Christ.
Bad Bunny's. Like,
Bad Bunny.
host of
You have
it.
to say it like that. Bad Bunny.
Nobody hates Puerto Rico more than Adam.
No, Donald Trump. You remember when he's throwing the fucking paper towels at the Puerto Ricans? You're like, oh my god, stop! Like, just what are you doing?
Fucking shooting him like Kobe. He's like what are you doing?
Adam
You
is
get some
Puerto
paper
Rican, but
towels.
he
You
still
get some
hates
paper
Puerto
towels.
Rico.
I don't hate Puerto Ricans. I don't hate
You're a
Puerto
liar.
Rico. I'm just saying they need work. Like, they need to work on themselves, on the island. I've been there. It ain't great. Like, it's not great.
That's Jake and Logan's home country.
What?
They live in Puerto Rico
I
Why?
because they don't have to pay taxes.
Oh.
Neither does Florida. Just saying, you can go with the other white folks to Florida. Like, we don't need them in
There's
Puerto
a lot
Rico.
of Puerto Ricans in Florida too, though.
Yeah, that's
They're
very
thank you.
true. That's right. It's like, it's just a mixture. It's like, I'd rather just deal with the less of the two evil than just go to Puerto Rico.
And nobody wants to deal with Florida, man.
You're right. No, I got a beef against Florida. You're totally right. I don't like anything from Florida. I don't like anything.
Oh, you haven't heard about that, Florida man?
No.
So
Maybe.
there's so many like news stories that says like Florida man did this, Florida man like fights gators in his backyard, Florida man jumps through like
Yeah, naked Florida man high on meth
yeah.
Yeah.
It's always
swings at an elementary
it's,
school.
It's always Florida man. So it's like a running joke that Florida man's just one dude going around Florida causing like chaos.
He's like Captain Underpants, but just Florida man.
Yeah.
It's like, Florida man, if you want to day drink at 2 p.m. and go fight a gorilla in the zoo, like Florida man.
Like the first article that came out about the Colby Jorge thing, it just said Florida man punches white guy in
Florida man beats up Colby Covington in a Miami bar. It's fucking so stupid. That's stupid.
This whole time, it was Jorge Masvidal. Florida
It was
man.
Florida man, just fucking terrorizing everybody, fighting old people in their backyards.
Oh man.
Man, Jorge rules.
So we got off topic there a little bit, but at least we brought UFC back into it.
Yeah, that's what we do. That's
Yeah.
kind of.
But any other fights on that card
Oh,
we want to talk about?
Well,
Ryan Spawn,
appreciate
What's his name?
Sure.
What's his first name?
Bro, I'm getting there.
Is it
Crambo?
Akita Krylov?
Yeah, Keita Krylov. That's what it is.
Yeah, Nikita. Yeah.
I was just gonna call him Keita Krylov. A little Keita Krylov.
Hembo.
Crambo. Keita the Crambo Krylov. If he doesn't change
That
his name.
it got moved to that card.
Yeah.
First card.
And it's a catch weight, 215 catch weight.
Which is such a weird, like, man, like, you were
Oh,
already
the-
scheduled for the 205. Like, you were.
And then the Ricardo Ramos fight got canceled because he missed weight by 8 pounds.
God.
Jeez.
But
damn.
notice how they didn't shuffle the whole card for him like they did Chimaev.
Fuck Chimaev.
Well, because, was it Krylov? Nikita, whatever. We'll just go with Nikita because that's easier for me to say.
Yeah, Nikita
So-
Krylov.
And he's coming off a unanimous decision win against Volkan Oezdemir, but, like, who doesn't? Like,
Yeah.
Volkan Oezdemir
That's
is
honestly kind of a.
one of the gatekeepers.
I was gonna say that's kind of the fact he didn't knock Ustamir out is kind of a red flag.
Yeah, it's kind of weird. But then, before that, he knocked out Gustafsson.
Yeah.
So, I mean, he's got some power. I am excited to see this fight and see, because I haven't watched Nikita fight all that much.
No.
I think I remember.
I watched the.
Is
last few fights.
that Paul Craig? Yeah. Okay, so I remember him fighting Paul Craig.
Yeah.
But I don't. Oh, that's right. He did fight Johnny Walker too. Dang,
Yeah, he's
that's
been around
crazy.
For,
He's been around for a minute. But I just don't really remember this dude all that much.
He's lame.
Ryan Spawn just fucking his last fight laid out.
Killed Dominic Reyes.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. And then before
10th
that, it was
time.
he submitted Kutalaba.
Yeah.
Ian
Kutalaba
Cutelaba.
sucked dog shit. Remember he was like hyped up at first, and then
He's always been trash.
But
had that-
Spawn also got tapped out by Anthony Smith, so I don't know how.
Anthony Smith whooped the shit
Yeah.
out of him. Whooped his ass that whole fight.
Well, And in the first round.
I know, but
yeah, but still,
So,
the
Ryan-
time that they were in the cage,
Ryan Spawn was talking so much shit before that fight, so Anthony Smith just like
and he got
Put it
KO'd by
on.
Johnny Walker.
He got knocked out by Johnny Walker.
hey, so did
Yeah,
Paul
he
Craig.
did.
So did Paul Krieg.
Paul Krieg.
Paul Craig's an idiot.
He could have won that fight if he wasn't just holding his leg up. Just...
Oh, and then we got Volkov and Romanov. That's kind of interesting. See how that goes. That's two.
You know who?
You know, I hate
You
when
could,
people are like, oh, they're not from Russia, they're from like Kyrgyzstan or something or whatever, or the Czech Republic. They're all the same. They look
Yeah.
the same. They talk the same.
It's like
fucking-
saying I'm not from Aurora. I'm not from Denver. I'm from Aurora.
Yeah.
It's like, shut your bitch ass up. Your lone tree ass.
Yeah.
Like, who cares?
It really
But,
is. Like they.
You know what's funny? Who I think like if you think you just like switch places and it'd be like hard to even notice if you switched Alexander Volkov and Dominic Dijakovic in NXT, just like switch.
They
them.
feel like they would be the same.
They're like
person.
the same person.
Yeah,
it's
that's
pretty
really
crazy.
weird. Yeah, that is really weird.
That's
That
probably
just
why
said
all
that.
those countries hate each other, because they're the same.
Because they don't
person.
know who. It's like they don't know who they're hating on. It's like their cousin. So it's like, oh, we all look alike. This is stupid.
Yeah. They really do all look alike.
And then can I just say, how many fucking Nurmagomedovs are we gonna have in the fucking UFC? Can I just say that we have like 80? Like they're literally 5%.
They're the new
fucking
Silvas.
US. It's really what? When's the last time you seen the like? You don't see Silvas that much
No,
anymore.
it used to be all the time, but now it's the fucking.
Mario? That's a movie that Geoff's buying the tickets to right away.
Is what?
The Mario movie. With Chris Pratt doing the voice of Mario.
We got to get the John Wick tickets.
Ew.
But yeah, it is a pretty decent card for a free one.
I would say
Yeah, I
it's
feel
the
like
best free card that we've got this
It's been
year.
a while, yeah.
So far, yeah, until the Cheeto Sandagan card.
Oh man, oh man. I can't wait for that because then we have more stuff to talk about. Oh, then that's like soon. That's coming up like, yeah, March 25th. Fuck
Yeah, right
yes.
after the.
Oh, and then
Yeah.
UFC Fight Night Holloway Allen.
Oh yeah, we're getting some good.
We're
free
gonna
ones
get some
now.
good ones. And then after that is Pavlovich Blades. Wow, I can't believe Blades is, yeah.
Oh no, they
Ouch.
gave him another hard hitter.
Yeah.
And then the only other matchup for that card is Song Yadong versus Ricky Simone. That's the only other.
Dang, that's pretty close for
To
have
be
no other
announced.
Yeah.
Fights.
Yeah, to be announced versus an American opponent to be announced. That's what it says on here.
Like,
It's like, hey
normally
man,
like-
it's like I'm so surprised that they don't have this already like booked out because it's like that was only April
I was
22nd.
gonna say that's pretty. That's a little over a month away. Like, yeah.
But the Max Holloway card is full. Yeah, Kutilaba, Edson Barbosa, like
What?
Pedro Munoz. Like there's
Damn.
we got some good. Clay Guida, Jesus Christ,
Oh my god.
cut him! What are we doing? Wait, this should not be an old timers league. Like Jesus Christ,
I
Yeah,
really
go to
think-
Bellator.
I'm pretty sure
he's literally win loss win loss win loss. Like it's
I'm calling it now. UFC 300. Jim Miller versus Clay Guida. They're gonna do it. They're gonna do it.
Maybe.
They've both
it's
been
gonna
talking.
be big.
They've both been talking about they want to be the first fighters to fight at UFC 100, 200, and 300.
They're gonna be fighting up until they're 300.
Yeah.
Like they're fucking. Oh, they're so
But yeah, that's-
old.
there's a lot of good.
And
cards
we're
coming up.
I was gonna be like, and we're only on 287, but it flies by.
Well, I think like if you like did the math, it's supposed to like around like May next year is UFC 300.
Okay, I guess that's not
It's like a year.
terrible,
away,
but still, that's ridiculous.
yeah. Yeah. I know when you hear UFC 300, you're like, man, that's like years away. It's like,
Yeah, it's really not. Especially if they keep going 2 pay-per-views a month, that's retarded. Stop UFC. All I have to say is stop doing that. Stop doing that. Nobody wants to pay your dog shit $70 fucking dollars.
That's a freaking $150 a month just for a UFC.
Yeah, that's like
Plus what you pay for ESPN.
yeah, that's decent car insurance. What are we doing? Stop. What? No, nobody
That's
should.
payments for a 2008 Honda Accord.
That's crazy because like Kelly Blue booked it. Christian on the money. Like fucking, you had it. You had it. It was that.
It's
I
right
like
there,
it. Yeah,
perfect.
boom. You should be an auto broker. Fucking nailed it.
Yeah.
Like, but no, I just think that I don't know. That's
Yeah, like do more.
two a month is so ridiculous. Have a loaded free card, and then have your pay-per-view or whatever.
Yeah.
But have a loaded free card.
Yeah,
I'm fine with not even having a card every Saturday. Every other Saturday, I'm fine with.
Yeah. Because then that would eliminate these crappy Apex cards that nobody watches.
Yeah, and then it's so hard to... Like, even when it's a good fight and it's a knockout, you're just like, cool, I won't remember who the fuck this dude is. I just can't. I just can't because I'm trying to focus on other motherfuckers right now.
There's so many. Like, we used to be able to, like, almost every fighter, we were like, oh, I know him. But now it's, like, quadrupled the size of the roster, so it's like, man, who is this?
It's like, maybe we should have a, like, minor league.
Yeah, this guy's on a 5-fight win streak. Who is this guy?
Yeah, and it's like, he beat top striker Shuri Shibata Boof. And you're like, I have no idea who the fuck that is.
Yeah, literally.
You're like, okay? Like, what the fuck? And then you're like, yeah, he's a pristine fighter out of Kazakhstan. Yeah. Nobody has seen this dude before. I don't know who the fuck this dude is.
Shuri Shibata Boof.
Shibata Boof.
I'm gonna make that my next created UFC player.
Yeah, Sherry
Shibata Boof. Shibata Boof.
There's gonna be a giant heavyweight with the name Sherry Shibata Boof.
To be a female heavyweight.
Speaking of fights, do you have?
Yes. Okay, so I've been preparing for this fight for quite a while now. I would say probably since December 2008, and I've been preparing this for this whole time, and I understand where he who shall not be named. And the only reason why he won't be named now is because when I beat him, I will have a new name for him, which will be my Biatch. Biatch. B-E-E.
So you can say, go get me a juice box, Biatch?
Yeah, go get me a juice box, Biatch. So I understand where he doesn't want these 5-inch pythons, or he wants no part of this, and I understand. I totally get it. So what I've decided to do is that I will start training to fight my way up the rankings, because I understand that now I can't just automatically jump and fight Eli, so I have to fight up the rankings. So I'm gonna start with 4th graders. I'm gonna start with, and it's gonna be fair. It's gonna be 2 of them at a time. So, like, I will fight 4th graders, and then I will start slowly moving up the chain. But I mean, so I'm gonna go from 4th graders to their teacher, and then I'll go to maybe like I would say 4 to 5 Chihuahuas after that, and then until I get up to Eli's caliber, because I mean he is a finely tuned athlete. Like he's a real athlete.
Finely tuned athletic machine.
Yeah, a finely tuned athletic machine. Captain Insano shows no mercy. But that's right. And I'll be your Bobby Boucher. I'll fucking tackle the shit out of Eli Manning. I'm not scared. But so I just issue a challenge to. Actually this is Adam's open challenge. This is an open challenge. You can find me at Walmart. You can find me at Target. Any one of these. Maybe even while I'm doing laundry. I say anybody who wants to get some of this, come find me. I will put you in a headlock and drive you right into a brick fucking wall. Like
anybody or only 4?
Nope. I'm saying anybody. There is one caveat. Anybody with one leg, I will beat the shit out of you.
Can they use their prosthetic?
Only if it's a no holds barred match. I still follow within the rules. Like, so if we're going 1, 2, 3 clean, no, I will beat the shit out of them like Brock Lesnar and Zach Gowen. Remember that shit? Yeah. So I'll do exactly like that. I'll F5 them into a corner of a wall. Just blam. Just the leg just slings and fucking hits the other side of the wall.
Cuts that leg off.
Yeah, exactly. But it's within the rules. Like, it's within the rules. I'm just doing everything in my power to win. Like, if you're coming for the strap, you better come correct. I'm just saying. Like,
if you're coming for the strap, you better be strapped.
You goddamn right. Please don't kill me. Like, these are all kind of jokes. I mean, if some dude with one leg wants to come fight me, I will. Except for Eli, that Manny cast is going to be hard to do when you're drinking through a straw. I'm the big bad booty daddy. Like,
I'm gonna be wearing an iron lung when I'm through with you, big head.
an iron lung before I'm through with you, mouth breather.
Pinhead Eli.
Yeah, Manny Cass sucks. I said it.
I think Coolsville sucks.
I think Manningville sucks.
I think Manning Cast sucks.
Except for you, Peyton. You're pretty cool. You really holding it down. You're really holding it down. Big fan. Big fan. Your brother could fucking kiss nuts.
And that's what I'm gonna make him do.
That's what I'm gonna make him do.
All over the ring at WrestleMania.
You thought Vince McMahon's Kiss My Ass Club. This is gonna be Eli Manning's Suck My Nuts Club.
Oh my goodness.
And it's like, and I like my nuts licked from bottom to top and a little bit of humming.
Oh jeez.
Well, with that being said, I think that we have come to the conclusion of another episode. And this episode is brought to you by Midas. Get the Midas touch, but don't touch your penis. Thank you, everybody.
Alrighty.
That was fun. How long was that?